Thank you very much. My name is Jacques Bahati. I am a policy analyst with the Africa Faith and Justice Network based in Washington, D.C. The mission of the organization is to advocate for a better Africa in its relations with the West, also within Africa. Today, we are going to discuss briefly about the issue of corruption and what are we doing about it. Please welcome Madam Massa.
Thank you.
Madam Massa, hello.
Thank you. Hello, hi.
Please, can you introduce you and tell us what you do?
I'm Feransit Massa, a programs coordinator, Justice and Peace, Baffoussam, Cameroon. And among our 4 programs going on, we have a program fighting about corruption. And what we do in this program, first of all, we make a small study about the case, but the study was just to see if in our diocese there is a practice of corruption. Because as you know already, Cameroon, our country was have a couple of yellow color in the world as a country whom the practice of corruption is really high. That is why the study that we make in the school and the health center was just to see if in our diocese there is really a practice of corruption in the services, in the 6 services of development that we have in our diocese. After this study, we discovered that there is indicators showing that there is a practice of corruption. And this takes place in July 2019. Now, this year, we wanted to really show and to prove also to the hierarchy and to the workers in the development service in our diocese that there is a practice of corruption. We decided to follow our study, to go deep in the context, and to came out with the indicators who show clearly that there is a practice of corruption in the services, development services in our diocese. So after this second workshop, we discover and we gather many indicators really showing that there is a practice, because the practice is not openly, as you know. Corruption is not something that you can make it openly. Many of the moment during the practice is just behind the door, behind the table, and we try to come out with the strategy that they use to. After this second workshop, we decided now to really go to face on this or to the face of this practice, organizing awareness in the schools with the parents, organizing sensitization in the media, and using mother tongue to discuss with the population in the diocese. That is those activities that is going to start in 2000 and at the beginning of this year, and we are continuing to do it. Now in the health center, we also organize awareness, sensitization, discussing with the hierarchy of the health centers, and sensitize those who are working in the health center in the way to let them be convinced that the practice is reducing the budget, the entrance of the health centers, and also reducing the possibility for the hierarchy of the health center to really motivate the workers, because if there is no money there is no need to initiate some activities among the workers. That is why since that we start this sensitization and awareness, we have many testimonies telling us what is going on and what schools, and the primary school and the secondary school, what is the strategy that they put on place to really denounce the practice of corruption in their institution. Now, tomorrow is the day, International Day of Fighting of Corruption. And today we have an awareness in the chat in the health center here in Tonga, and also in case to let the workers understand the inconvenience of the practice of corruption in the future life of the future generation. That is why my colleagues, we are 4 of us, 3 are in the health center working now, and here now I'm discussing with you. In the schools, we have many testimony coming from the director of schools and also from the teachers. But we have also one of our activities that is going on since 2015, Justice and Peace Club, the culture of peace. The groups of the Justice and Peace clubs in the various schools, they have taken this opportunity of theme of corruption, and they are working on it. And in the various schools now, it's not the way for us to go and ask the director or the inspector of the zones who is in charge of those schools to ask if schools at the level of diocese open the door for us. Since these two studies that we made, they open the doors. All the doors are open for us, and now they are calling us every time to come. First of all, to create the Justice and Peace Club in the college, because they make the evaluation and see that it's a new approach the new approach to let the youth grow with another way, culture of peace. Now, looking at all the importance of these clubs in the various schools, the diocesan secretary of education, they are the one now to call us and ask and invited us to come and create the club Justice and Peace in their schools, and going on to really talk with the parents and with the teachers. What is the issue of corruption? What is the advantage to fight the corruption? And what are the inconveniences to let the corruption continue to be practiced in the schools? So our program is each week we are on the field in maybe 3 schools, 2 or 1 health center, just learn to understand the issue of the practice of corruption in our life and also in the life of our future generation as youth.
Please, can you tell us how does corruption manifest itself into a school environment? In a few words, how does corruption manifest itself in a school environment?
Yes, in the school environment, I can give 3 points, main points of the practice of corruption. First of all, during the inscription of schools, the children that they were not supposed to go in the class, the next class, and they don't have and the marks normal to go to the next class. The parents come and give something to the person who is in charge of registration to let the children go to the next class. First. Secondly, they go and change the notebook of children so that if initially the child have less than the mark that we need to go, the director can change the mark and give the possibility to the children to go to the next class. And also during when the school is going on, many parents come and discuss with the head ministry and the head of the schools, just to give the opportunity to the teacher or to the asked the director if he can give the possibility to his son in the class to be more taken in consideration than the other students. So we discover all this practice and we say there is no need, because when you discuss, when you go and buy the notes, the marks to the child, the child will really move to the next. But the level of the child is not the level of the class that the child moved to. First, the second, the child is when buying the mark to the child child cannot make the effort to learn something, because she knows already that my father has the money, he will buy me, I will go, I will pass. And thirdly, in the society, when this child will grow with this kind of corruption and practice and laziness, the child cannot be a citizen who is really competent to work. Even to go to the highest school, the parent is obliged to go and buy the place to the child. So for us, we think that it's not good. We have to stop practice of corruption. In case that we cannot continue with this system, and also encouraging, the system is really encouraging by the parents who decided to buy all. Money cannot buy all things in the life. If we want to be a citizen who is competent, who is conscious that I have to contribute, to participate at the level of my community, I have to be really to sacrifice myself to learn, so that tomorrow I'll be able to translate what I have learned to the other generation. That is why for us, really.
Now, since you have done so much awareness in these schools, what are some of the concrete results that you have gotten for your work?
Yes, the concrete result that we have, first of all, I want to talk about the reducing of the percentage of corruption. With the sensitization through the media, through the meeting of the parents, we received the testimony of various parents who decided to let the children repeat the class than to go and buy the class to the children to go to the next class. We also received the testimony of the director who decided to let the children go back and meet the parents because of the habits of the children in the school. We also received the interpellation making by the director of schools, college and primary school and college, that decided to invite the parent and say, if this situation continues like this, you cannot continue with your child. So now, when they announce also that Justice and Peace is coming to work with the parents in this thematic, the parents understand that there is no need to buy the place. There is no need to practice the corruption, because doing this, we are translate the practice of corruption to our generation, and we cannot be, our country cannot be well. So that is some of, we even at the health center, we even be faced on the situation that the resident center responsible at the health center denounced a practice of corruption by one of the how can I say, one of the workers in the health center during our workshop, our awareness. She was the one to say, no, there is no practice here. We don't have a practice of corruption here. You have to go. We don't have it. That is not our case. The Reverend Sister openly asked her, as you know what you used to do, that is why you want justice and peace and just go back. But justice and peace, you are not responsible. I have decided to stop the practice of corruption in this health center. If you don't want to follow the new way, the new decision, okay, you go back to your house. So directly during the awareness, the Reverend Sister talked openly about these workers. And also, since that we start to work in the corruption, we approached two responsible of health center who tell us that really the work that we are doing is really important, in case that since that they announced that you have to come and work with them, they discover that the punctuality is there. Each employer is more conscious of the work. When there is a situation, asking maybe during the hospitalization, those who are take care of the sickness, they used to discuss with the workers in the health center so that they will give the money so that they can take care more of their patients. And all those small practice of corruption, giving food, giving money. Now, when you want to give the money, they will say, no, we don't need to take money. Go and see the Reverend Sister. If she accepts to take this in consideration about your patient, you can do it. But you cannot take the initiation like this. And you cannot even take something to you. It's our work. So we receive also those kind of testimony, let us know that, yes, our sensitization is really taken consideration. We make the sensitization, and those with whom we are work, they are taking all the information that we are giving about the corruption in the consideration in their work daily.
Thank you so much. Now we are going to switch this topic to the French language.